Guys, so today on this video, we're going over the one thing that we did that saved us $5,000 on one deal. All right, guys, so we'll make this one short. This is going to be actually a valuable video, but it's going to be very short. What was it that saved us $5,000? That was making sure that the non-refundable or the earnest money was 100% deposited into our attorney's escrow account. I think a lot of us get this where we have buyers and maybe they're new buyers and we just trust them. Hey, they're going to send a non-refundable deposit in, or they're going to send the earnest money in depending on the type of buyer. And they're going to do it. Trust me, I talked to them on the phone. They're going to send it in later tonight. Well, you should have been surprised at how many times that I've looked, and what we've done now in our process the last 6-7 months is the disposition person is responsible to check and make sure within that whatever period it says on our agreement with that buyer, like 2 days, that they have that non-refundable deposit in the account. Or if it's a traditional buyer, they have that earnest money in the escrow account. Because what happened on the last deal we did, we had a seller and buyer at the closing table. Luckily we owned the property, so we didn't screw the seller or anything. The buyer backed out at the closing table after a month of working this out, 30 days, they backed out. But we made sure that again, right when we signed with them, that they had the $5,000. We make sure it's very high as well. Nothing below $5,000, especially if they're a new buyer, $5,000 of EMD, which we're actually got deposited into our bank account today because of that clause and making sure the buyers had it in there. And that for sure saves us a lot of money in the beginning. I know I lost a lot of money from buyers waiting 2 weeks and for a closing and the buyer doesn't show up. Hey, I deserve my earnest money. They never sent it. I never checked. So again, guys, this will save you a $5,000 minimum, probably over $100,000 if you're in this business more than 3 to 5 years, is making sure that your buyers actually put in and actually deposit earnest money into your attorney's or title company's escrow account. All right. So I can't stop and I can't, downplay it as much as possible. I'm not downplaying it where it's like crazy. I keep, I don't know why I'm saying that, not downplaying it, but you can't downplay it, right? You can't just assume, hey, I know this guy's going to do it. Like, just tell them to send the money in, right? Because I even had people that I swore I knew were going to be able to do it. People I worked in the past and they didn't do it. Now, if you've done 50 deals with someone, 10 deals with a buyer, okay, now you're more lenient. But like $5,000 non-refundable should be it for the first 5 transactions with that person. And it needs to be in within 24 hours. Because guess what? If they don't do it, then they may, give me 4 days, give me 5. Well, now you lose your chance on other buyers and you don't want that to happen, right? So be very careful, mindful when you're dealing with new buyers. 5,000 minimum non-refundable. You could even do 10, 15. Like if they're actually going to buy it, they're going to buy it. Especially if they're cash investors, you can do upwards of 10. These traditional buyers, obviously they still have earnest money and have due diligence. So, they only use earnest money, not non-refundables with these conventional buyers on the MLS, some of them. So, 5K is pretty common. 3% of the purchase price. If it's a 300,000 house, 9,000 is even common too, right? So be very mindful and know, if this is your first buyer as well, make sure you enforce that and don't let that go. If they say, well, I don't want to put, well, are you confident? Then you must not be confident buying this home. Especially again with cash investors. So most of you guys are dealing with that. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a quick one. Let me know if you want any other videos down below, any questions about stuff. I'll make sure to make some videos on it. But thanks again for watching.